Hey guys, welcome to the Geek Dad, and today I've got my weekly update. I have been painting like crazy this week, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to show it off. So we've got mostly Wrath of Kings today, and a couple kit bashes, and a couple conversions, and so on and so. Well, I guess one conversion, and that's this guy. So this is going to be one of my Fulung Devourers, which is a kind of like a mounted dragon rider unit, and I had this extra guy laying around. I saw this guy in my model bin, and I figured, what the heck? Let's put it together. And as you can see, I'm pretty happy with it. Um, the oranges, I've been using a lot of orange lately, and I've just really grown to love just painting it. It's fun, it's easy, it's a warm color. I love painting warm colors. So I'm very happy with how this fella turned out. Oh, and if you're wondering, the mount is from the game Primal. Um, Primal the Awakening, I think it's called. So yeah, if you want something like that for one of your collections, that's a good place to look. I should probably paint his nose, though. Yeah, we'll paint the doggo's nose. Next, let's go with my Gitzy faction. And they're kind of like your vampires, your werewolves. There's kind of like an undead monster in there. And yeah, overall, it's a cool faction. They've got a lot of different units. And I got a lot of them. I painted a lot up. And this guy here, the giant wolf, is it's called the Ravener Alpha. It's kind of like a giant wolf man beast thing. And yeah, I thought he turned out really nice. The skin, I kept going back and forth with the skin because I always find it hard to paint like pitch black skin, but the recipe I found that worked best for me was a base coat of dark neutral gray from a Pro Acryl, and then on top of that, doing a contrast of occultist cloak from Army Painter. And I think it turned out pretty nice. I kind of picked out some highlights. I've got to fix that right there. I don't know what that is. I'm going to say it's probably from doing the base. Yeah, a couple little dry brush highlights and some of the muscles to make it stick out a little bit better. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. And then here we've got our one unit of Moonclave Executioners, which I don't know, they're just giant werewolves with butcher cleavers. So, I mean, what's not to love about them? The orange, as I said with the last model, the orange has just been so much fun to paint. I'm just kind of really starting to play with some new colors and color combinations and doing a little bit more wet blending. It's kind of hard to see, but trust me, it looks good. Oops. I was kind of thinking, since they're, it's Halloween, these are kind of a Halloween themed army, so why not go with orange and black? They're Halloween-y colors. These are part of the Gothanite kit. I've got another one of this model somewhere that I've got to paint. And yeah, overall, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say about them. These punch daggers are, I don't know, that's the other thing I really like about the Wrath of Kings line is the weapons look very unique. And I love that. It's like they actually put some thought, I feel, into their weapon design. And like, I mean, like a punch dagger backblade. That's really sweet. You know, it's kind of a non-practical backblade, but you know, it's still sweet nonetheless. And then lastly, we've got the what's her name? A Scourge Hound? I think it's a Scourge Hound. I'm not crazy about this model. Mostly, I'm not super happy with how the hood turned out, but the rest of it, I mean, it's all right. I might go through and do a little bit more touch-ups here and there. I feel like the top of the head can be a little bit lightened up. Should probably put a little bit of a dry brush highlight onto that. Then, let's see here. Then continuing on, we've got my Hadros that I've been working on. More or less test models, except for this guy. But you know, I wanted to test out the crab recipe, the crab color recipe, because I would be painting a lot of them for this army, a lot of these guys for this army, and I think it turned out. I think it's a good combo. So it's a dark, was it burnt red base with a. Actually, I want to say I went with a purple wash on it because I have a tendency to wash my dark reds with purples. I just think it sticks out a little better. And then on top of that, we did a dry brush, a building up dry brush of, what do you call it? Oranges. Started with like a dark, like a molten orange, and then moved my way up to, like, I think this was the lava orange was the top one I did. So overall, I really like that recipe. And, you know, the thing is, with the Hadros models, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on with them. There's a lot going on with some of these units. Like this guy, I can't tell what is his armor, what's his skin, does he have skin, does he have, you know, well he doesn't have skin, he's a fish man. But yeah, I can't figure out like what's supposed to be what. So kind of, you know, an educated guess. And overall, I'm not too disappointed with them. I could paint a full unit of these. And then this guy, he is another one from Primal, the Awakening. And I just figured, you know what? He's a cool sea creature. I really want to paint him, so I put him on a base, and here we go. He's going to be I don't remember what it's called. It's some kind of kraken in the game. He's obviously not a kraken. He's a giant crab. But yeah, I figured it'd be a good placeholder, a good proxy unit, as to say. Go good with the one or two that I do have. So, moving on. Lastly, I have my little bit of Fallout that I worked on this week. So I've got, let's move this over here so it's a little bit more centered. The Deathclaw from the base game, which, I mean, nothing too special about him. Classic pose. I hate the PVC plastic that they use in the base game. It's fine for what it is, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of detail. Whereas these two are 3D printed from Vermilion. And I don't know about you, but these are leaps and bounds, in my opinion, better. So we've got the quote unquote young desert horror, which is, they're your juvenile Deathclaw. I wanted to go for some different coloration on them, but I started painting them green, then I realized I didn't like it. So I don't know. I think it still looks okay. It kind of gives it an interesting color, but for the most part. But then we've got the adult horror right here, which I'm using as the Deathclaw matriarch. And honestly, the Deathclaws are fun to paint. They're easy, you know. I mean, it's base coat, dry brush, dry brush, dry brush. You know, it's I don't even wash. I don't usually wash these. Um, and honestly, I'm probably gonna paint a couple more of these and just flip the pose so it looks a little bit unique. Actually, I've got another one of these coming. I think it's the resin version from Modifius. Won that on an eBay auction this week. So, anyways, yeah, that's what I've been up to. What have you guys been working on? Let me know in the comments. I would love to. I'd love to read what you guys are doing, and if you guys have any tips or questions or anything like that. So, anyways, guys, we will see you next week with another video. Have a good one. Stay safe and happy Halloween. Bye.